fire, and if there are difficulties, and whether it's just emotional or something they can't get along, whatever it is, it doesn't really matter. But that is how you help somebody to stand in the body in their place that God has ordained for them. That's what we do together. It's awesome, really, if you think about it, you know. Do you have testimony too, Luz?
The prayer is so powerful. 3 Sundays ago, the day before Saturday, Rita and I, we were chatting on the phone for a while, and I told her, hey, why don't you pray for me? She said, okay, tomorrow. So it was Sunday. So after our meeting here, she started praying for me. Even I don't remember what. But the point is this: when she was praying for me, a picture came into my spirit. When I was 5 years old, little girl, I told something to my stepfather about my mom. I don't remember because I was too young. And then it's when Rita was praying for me. So I had that picture when they started fighting, my mom and my stepfather. In that very moment, she grabbed a big knife, ugly big knife, and she stabbed herself. So she had no idea that it was going to come. I had no idea that thing was there dormant in my soul. Yeah. So when I saw the picture and I started crying and crying and crying, and this was the reason that when I have in the past, I have to confront any situation, let's say to tell someone, you know what, this is this and that, whatever, or I need to express something, I was so afraid. It was when I was a little girl, so because she prayed for me and she laid hands on me, that thing was released. And I was weeping and crying because the enemy made me feel that I was guilty. When I was 5 years old, I was guilty that I told my mother something, my stepfather something about my mother, and then they start fighting. I was so fast how my mother grabbed a big knife and stabbed herself. Almost she died. So how the enemy kept keeping it captive since I was a little girl in my mind. And because Rita prayed for me that Sunday, I was weeping and crying, and I was set free in that moment. Thank you. So it's not the first time that the Holy Spirit uses Rita to pray for me, and big changes, things I didn't know even what they were there in my heart. So I am free, totally free. I went home and I told my husband, I was weeping and crying, so I expressed to my husband, but I was crying because the freedom I had already, because I was set free. I no longer, I am to that, the enemy kept me a slave, but I was guilty when I was 5 years old. So praise God, because the Lord touched me. Oh, wow. Elaine?
I saw it. You know what, guys? This is another way of the body working together. It's so awesome because once we get sometimes we get a picture ourselves, what has happened to us before. Sometimes somebody else gets the picture. Those pictures are so important because they can set us free. I remember when you came the very first time to Women of the Valley. It's interesting. Anyways, and I won't go into it because that is not what I'm here for tonight. But I just want you all to know that the koinonia and the working together and the power and the glory of God coming forth through one to the other, you know. When Lucy has, I'm just going to ring her chimes a little bit too, because when she has hugged me in the past,
yes,
just her hug has literally melted some of the stuff away in my life. You know, I've got other people here. I've got Helene here. Helene and I are daily on the telephone, and today we were talking about everything you sang about. Everything. It was like we were looking at each other and going, and what you were saying about greater citizen, Constant and I were talking about. So it was like, wow, see, Holy Spirit wants to work like that in all of our lives. That's why I want you all to be free from that orphan